Hello, everybody. Welcome back for another video. Sorry, I don't know. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. Sometimes I sit here and I'm like, I feel like I'm energetic. And I realize that translates into me saying hello. Sometimes it's like hello, other times like hello, whoa, 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 whoa. And I'm like, it just sounds ridiculous sometimes. Hope you're all having a great day. Don't forget to leave a like on the video. It is a free, what? Yeah, I know, and easy way to support the modern investor. 10 years. This channel's been roaming around on the internet for just about a decade in the cryptocurrency space. Very big thank you to everyone who leaves a comment on the videos as well. Let me know what you're buying. What are you investing in? What cryptocurrencies should everyone else be buying right now? Which NFTs, which ETFs? My brain isn't there. Which ETFs do you think are going to get approved in the next couple of days? The race is on. Apparently, everyone is quite enamored with where the cryptocurrency market is heading. Yeah, and without any more of a gigantic ado, let's jump right into it. The next phase of what these people have been talking about is apparently underway. If you and I mean, it would have been quite easy to have missed this. The bulk of the news as of late, the last 9-10 months, has been companies buying Bitcoin, companies buying Ether, treasury reserves of some sort, companies integrating cryptocurrencies in mass. You've seen the news 38 bajillion times. The next step is apparently, so remember when we got all the stablecoin bill and Clarity Act and things that were all pushed through? At the core, if you will, of that was this idea that Ethereum is poised to become the new place for people to do business in some form or capacity. We heard that a bunch of banks are going to be creating their stable coins on top of these chains. We kept on hearing Ethereum. There will be some others, but apparently the majority will mainly be using Ethereum. On top of that, slivers of the discussion, you've heard about it recently, have had to do with tokenization of everything. This has to do with tokenizing real estate, tokenizing stocks, tokenizing assets, and basically actually making them into NFTs, non-fungible tokens on the blockchain. Not that you would be making a Maserati into a monkey with a hat of some sort. It's more of a you would like put the value of it on chain, and you would allow essentially people to do with it as they wish. If you have, a company who says we are accepting tokenized assets as collateral, you can say, well, normally the bank wouldn't accept this, but I have these things on chain. Do you accept it? Sure. These equal 210,000. What would you like the collateral for? It's this idea of like literally anything with value basically being anything with value being put on chain in some form or capacity. And this is the next step of kind of everything. This made popular news. And I was like, yeah, that's just the way that we are going. So Fidelity, who announced years ago that they are definitely into crypto, has announced that they have a new Ethereum-based tokenized platform. Who would have thunk it? It's almost as if we've been told this for a while now. It says Fidelity takes treasury exposure on chain with FDIT. FDIT is a structured ERC20 token that records ownership, transfers, and settlement on chain, offering 24/7 transferability and operational features designed for institutions. We are moving into so I'll give it to you this way. It could have been discussed that 6 or 7 years ago, we didn't know if crypto was going to be around. This kind of stuff basically solidifies it. When you start having countries putting their assets on chains, and I say multiple different chains, when you have banks, companies, and institutions putting their assets on chain and moving around these assets, it becomes a core function within the actual infrastructure of how money and value are moved around. Earlier, was it maybe springtime? There were rumors that the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ were apparently looking into being open basically, air quote, 24 hours. It's because they're only open through a certain window of time that people can actually essentially trade stocks when the market is open. I know you can do stuff with futures and you can execute other trades before markets actually arise. But this idea would basically, it's not meant to rival crypto, but there aren't other markets that are 24/7. So listen, I have a friend who's in real estate, and we talked about this before, and my jaw dropped because I thought of it in very simple ways and in simple terms as to what the future could be. He spelled it out for me. So let's say you want to go see a house. The way that it would normally work is you would contact a real estate agent or an estate agent and you would say, hey, I want to go see this place. And they go, cool. Well, I'm free next Tuesday at 4 p.m. Okay, that sounds cool. It's Thursday right now, so you essentially have to wait. You go see the house. It looks pretty okay. You have to call a contractor. You have to do this. You have to do blah, 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 blah. All these other steps have to be taken. And you go, okay, I really like this place a lot. I'm going to put in an offer. You put in the offer. You wait 3 days. They counter offer. They offer back. You finally get the place and you go, okay, cool. Then you have to wait for the actual contract signing and for the keys to be handed over and all these other things. He said what's going to actually end up happening is the world is going to be completely turned on its head financial-wise when people become more comfortable with the idea of you search online for an apartment on your respective website. And you go, I really like this house. I like it a lot. And there's an option that says you can check it out now, like VR. So there's sometimes if you're looking for property, they'll allow you to do like a digital tour where you click. You go next room, click, next room. Oh, wow, this is so much fun. But he said when people are more comfortable with VR and AR, you can put on a headset or even your own glasses or whatever the case might be. You'll be able to literally walk through the house by yourself. Or he said one of the other steps that many companies are now taking, they're not hiring as many real estate agents, and what they're doing is they have those little key boxes outside of homes. You've seen them before, for Airbnbs and stuff, where basically you go look at the house yourself. You go online and you say, okay, cool. There's actually an opening in an hour and a half. I'm going to go see the place by myself. You walk around. And let's say you really like the place and you want it. I want this right now. The future of digitizing, tokenizing, and settling all these things of ownership and transferring items on chain, you'd be able to basically go through a smart contract right then and there. It would check your wallet. It would make sure that you actually have the funds, and you would be able, you would sign a gigantic digital waiver. Please understand, you buying the property right now, waives this fee, this so-and-so, this blah, blah, blah. You are also foregoing an inspection. But you really, really want the place. So you scroll down, you read through the entire thing, and depending on how dystopian it is, the device is also looking at your eye movements to making sure that you're actually reading the contract so that it is not null and void when you get to the bottom. And then you click buy. Which wallet should we use? I want to use that wallet. Okay, this wallet contains 15 Ether. And in the future, that'll be a gigantic amount of money. You click OK, accept, transferring funds right now, and you will see on chain the ownership literally transferred directly to you. The person who owns that home, they'll also get a message. Your house just sold. They put it on the market 2.5 days ago. There's no waiting. There's no this. There's no having to do that. You literally just bought the place instantaneously. That same exact day, you get bored. I like the house a lot, but I want to free up some capital. So you take 25% ownership of the home. You make a brand new smart contract and say, hey, who wants to, own a portion of this home along with me? Instantaneously, you have tons of people who are looking for cheap ways to get into property. You just freed up another huge amount of money. You go into another house tomorrow and do the exact same thing. This is literally where all of this is going. When you talk about all of this movement of money on chain, this is the next step. This is moving everything of value on chain. And once again, I need to reiterate, the people who this benefits could be or would be you as the actual owner of said coin on these actual chains. When I tell you like the future is now, it's not meant to like hype you up and it's really in 80 years. No, we're witnessing like the movement of money away from paper money, away from stocks, away from bonds, away from treasury bills, into like cryptocurrency and stuff on chain that you have access to, that you are still early for. And I say that because we're getting these crazy predictions for Ether of 50,000, 100,000, 1.1 million. Bitcoin, $500,000, 2.3 million, $47 million in the next 20 years. $1,000 XRP. It's all happening right now. It's not meant to give you FOMO. It's just meant to make you think. Why are these institutions doing this? Why is BlackRock so deep into crypto? Why would they waste their time transferring and making all these things on chain? Why would they be using Ethereum? They can make a centralized system that does the exact same thing. Why is everything moving on chain? Why do these people want to buy up so much Ether? Why are there 300, 400 public companies who are like, we need as much Bitcoin as humanly possible? It has to click at some point in your head. This is the future. You need to be a part of it. You need to be part of this ecosystem because they're not waiting for you. Rich people do not care about you. They're not sitting to, oh gosh, I hope everyone watching TMI's video actually gets into crypto today. I need them before we launch this. We need them. No, they're not waiting for us. We have to do it ourselves. We have to save ourselves. The product is framed to provide blockchain-based bookkeeping with options for peer-to-peer transfers and instant redemptions via stablecoins, while also aiming to interface with decentralized financial applications where appropriate. According to materials describing the launch, the fund's underlying exposure centers on due short-term U.S. government treasuries, a tokenized product backed by short-duration treasuries, and money market instruments. OUSG is presented, as accruing yield daily. Jeez Louise. Oh, that's also a really good thing. Remember I was telling you before about like as far as like staking certain coins? It took people a while in crypto to actually understand this. When you own property and someone pays rent, you get rent once a month. Unless you're in one of those countries that does like rent per week, I don't have time for any of that right now. Once a month, you get your so-and-so. Some of you get your paycheck, you get it bi-weekly, or in some cases, I've seen people get their paycheck once a month. If you have passive income in, dividends or stocks, you usually get your dividends like once a season. For those of you who don't know that, some companies will give you them more frequently, but the normal go-to is like per quarter, every 3 months, you'll get some money like sprinkled onto you. Everything on chain is daily. Yeah. So I remember this happened when people began to start first staking Cardano, they didn't realize that the staking, like the staking rewards, were literally daily. People were opening up their wallets and seeing that there was another 15, 20, whatever dollars inside of it, and they were like, what? Yes. So in the future, it's the same exact thing. I mean, basically with every, thing that has to do with this, you will be able to like make money daily from these instruments and from these products. Guys, we made it. Like, we're in the literal future. Like, it's insane. So yes, it's a very long article. I think you get the point. Fidelity is one of the first. They will not be the last. These are going to take over finance. It is going to be very commonplace for things to be open 24 hours, for you to be able to transact and look for art and look for land and look for homes and look for, cars and self-driving cars and yada, 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 yada. By opening your phone, there will be apps that are going to launch, and it's like, what do you want to buy? What do you want to get? The thing, and I'll be honest with you, the thing that always gets me about this is, once again, time. It's always time. Years ago, people were buying, that thing I told you, with the people who were buying homes, and the owner didn't want to accept Bitcoin. Now that amount of Bitcoin that would have bought that $5 million home can buy like 100 of them, like legitimately, like really a huge amount of these things. I think sometimes XRP was 1 cent before. If you put $1,000 into XRP, you would have got years ago, you would have gotten 100,000 XRP. At current prices, think of what you could do with 100,000 XRP. Current prices. Imagine we do get to a $15, $20 XRP this year. I say it lightly just for argument's sake. But imagine in 5 to 10 years, XRP's at $89 per coin. You got it for 1 cent. Imagine apps start dropping, releasing. What do you want to buy today? I want to buy 3 homes. I'm bored. You use fractions of the XRP that you bought for 1 cent. Ethereum was 50 cents. During 2017, it went from $3 to $1,200. We're talking about soon people are discussing a $100,000 Ether. Imagine a couple of years, you go into Fidelity's website, you go into some other app. I assume Robinhood and everyone else will also have these things as well. What do I want to do today? Actually, I was thinking about buying this thing. Yeah, sure. I'm going to buy 25% of this. How do you do that? It's because you bought early. You rode the wave upward. You are one of the literal 1% of people by crypto ownership and also wealth. When you talk about these companies who are discussing openly, we are buying 1 million Ether. We are trying to get 210,000 Bitcoin. These people have told us, yeah, we're expecting Bitcoin to go to like several million in the next couple of years. Yeah, we actually we're expecting $175,000 Ether. Why do you think that? They see what's coming? They know what's coming. You know what's coming. We go over this all the time. The future belongs to people who get into these markets early. We are still excessively early in this space. These things are just launching. These online things are literally just launching right now. In 7, 8, 9, because time moves fast in crypto. 7, 8, 9, 10 years. What are prices going to be? How, a normal person is not buying a $600 XRP. No normal human being is able to afford $120,000 Ether, a $3 million Bitcoin. You own 1/100th of a Bitcoin. How? How do you own that much? It's because you got in early. You saw what was going to happen. And then when the future arrives and everything is tokenized, who owns it? Who's buying all the assets? It's you. Who's one of the richest people on the planet? It's you. You see it happening. That's the part that always gets me. It's just about time. People never stop. People in 2025 don't stop and think, do you remember what prices were in 2020? Do you remember what prices were in 2015? Do you remember remember prices in 2015? It was dust. You can go onto Coin Market Cap, and they have like a time machine kind of thing where you can see like prices on a certain date at a certain time. Go back to prices 2015. Do you dare go back to see prices in 2010? Bitcoin was like 45 cents. Now imagine 5 years from now. Imagine 10 years from now when everything has been tokenized. Everything is running on 7 different blockchains and you own coins from those chains. Who do you think benefits? It's you. Yeah, guys and gals out there. Never forget how early you are. Never forget the opportunity and what you have sitting right directly in front of you. Stop letting other people become rich and you do it yourself as well. I do indeed think that that's going to do it for this video. My actual goodness. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever the heck you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.